For today's video, I don't even need to give you an intro. You know why we are here. I want to address some of the issues that my customers are having with my first launch of my brand, Jaclyn Cosmetics, and my lipsticks. First and foremost, I want to let you guys know the bases I'm going to be covering throughout this video. I want to talk about the melting issue. I want to talk about the white fuzzies. I want to talk about the black holes. And I want to talk about the grittiness and the texture that you guys are experiencing and give you informed details of what all of these issues are, what is causing them, and how they're going to be fixed. I just want to put that out there before even jumping into the actual video so that you guys know that I'm not going to run away from this. And I know it's taken me a couple days to get all my ducks in a row and get this video out for you guys, but I've been going through all the documentation and on the phone with labs and chemists and the owner of my lab and my entire team for several days and doing a very in-depth investigation to figure out exactly what's going on so that I can give you the most informed information as a brand owner. The first thing that I want to address before anything else is the accusations that my lipsticks are expired, moldy, or hazardous in any way, shape, or form. I'm gonna put up documents throughout this entire video so you guys can see the actual proof, because I'm not gonna sit here and like read papers to you guys. I'm gonna put it right there on the screen so you can see proof. So number one, let's start with the expired accusation. My lipsticks did not go into mass production until the same month that I actually launched my brand. It was only a couple weeks prior to my launch that we started actual mass production. Although I had been so in depth with my formulation, my colors, and approving all of that, mass production did not go into production until right before my launch because we wanted them to be fresh. We didn't want them to sit on shelves. And because my brand has been pushed back so many times, I actually already went through the same situation with a different lab several years ago. I went into mass production, ended up having an issue while in mass production, and then didn't launch my brand and had to go to a whole new lab because I didn't want those issues to happen again. So I canceled them and went somewhere else. I tried to cover my tracks. I f***ed up, but they are not expired. I know you guys have seen photos of my components all over my socials here and there throughout the last couple of years. I've been working on my components for 5 years straight to get it perfect, but just because I've been working on a component, you guys have seen that does not mean that there's an actual lipstick inside of it that I kept on a shelf and sold to you guys. Just want to put that out there and know my intentions and what's real, what's not, and give you the facts. Second of all, my lipsticks are not moldy. They are not hazardous. They are not contaminated. They are not unsafe for you in any way, shape, or form. Every single ingredient in my lipstick is new and it is FDA approved. And again, I will give you proof right here. If you guys want to look over these documents in depth and tear them apart, you go right ahead and see that they are not contaminated. Every single ingredient is FDA approved and they are not expired. I want to ease your minds with that before even getting into all the nitty gritty stuff of this video so that you're not sitting here thinking like, oh my gosh, is it true that if I use this lipstick that it's gonna hurt me in some way? No, that is not the case. And now you guys have seen that, so let's move forward. All right, so the first thing I want to touch base on are the little black dots or black holes that you guys are seeing. What these black dots are actually oxygen bubbles, and they are being lifted to the surface when my lipstick bullet is being cooled off, when it's going from a hot temperature, fresh out of the vat, and it's gonna go into my actual component and just be cooled down so that the component cap can be put on top. In that process, sometimes those oxygen bubbles don't make it all the way through and you'll see little itty bitty, almost like black like holes. It's not actually like black holes. Again, it's not mold, it is oxygen and it is 100% safe. It is not gonna hurt you, but seeing those dots are not pretty and they're not like, you don't look at that component, you don't look at that lipstick and think like, oh yeah, I want to put this on my lips. So if you're experiencing that, please contact help@jaclyncosmetics.com. Show us a photo of your product. We will send you not only a full refund, but we will also give you a brand new lipstick that does not have any of those issues that you're concerned about. The second thing I want to touch on is the texture and the grittiness that you guys are seeing in your lipsticks. Now, although this is not happening to everybody, it's still happening. And basically what this is caused from is the humongous vats. It's almost like, I always want to use the word beaker, but it's not like a beaker or smaller. It's like these gigantic, huge vats that are in labs. It's like this gigantic thing that holds all of your lipstick and it like spins like this and mixes everything up. That vat is not breaking down all of my raw materials because we produce so many lipsticks so quickly. Again, all of the products in these vats are 100% FDA approved ingredients and totally good and safe for you to use, but they're not being broken down small enough and smoothly enough, which I take full responsibility for. We made a lot of product in a very short amount of time, and although we all thought that it was gonna be perfect and fresh, that's not the case. We moved too quickly, and because of that, the ingredients are not broken down. I will say this, you're still gonna get the same effect on your lips They're still gonna give you a nice creamy formulation. It's still gonna look beautiful once it's applied, but it's not pretty to look at. And when you apply it, sometimes you can feel like a little bit of that texture and that grittiness, and that is so not okay. And I want to make that right for you. And again, I'm gonna reiterate it over and over and over to contact help@jaclyncosmetics.com. Of course, I will put that email in the video. I'll put it down below. Contact them. All you need to do is show them any proof, a video, a photo, whatever it is, and we will take care of everything for you and make it right. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, well, what if people are lying? I don't even care. Like, I want to make this right for my customers. This is my first launch and it's very embarrassing. I'm not gonna make it about myself in any way and tell you how I feel about this, but it's embarrassing for me to not see you guys fully happy. And I am so sorry that any of you are experiencing anything less than absolute perfection from my first launch. And I will do whatever it takes to make it up for you. I will send you a brand new lipstick. I will pay for it myself. I'll give you a full refund. I don't care. I want you guys to experience the products that I approved, that I love, and what I want to create for my brand going forward. Next, let's talk about the white fuzzies. This is the thing that gets me going. So when I first heard the definition and the reason for these white fuzzies on some of these lipsticks, I 100% did not believe it. I got very upset and I was like, why are you lying to me? Why are you trying to treat me like I'm an idiot? This is ridiculous. Like, I need a better explanation. But after thorough investigation, we know what the actual issue is. And I know that a lot of you guys are gonna have a hard time believing this because I did as well. This is the truth. Because my lipstick component is a silver, shiny, almost metal-like material, my lab, instead of using a standard glove that they would use in the lab, they decided to use white cotton gloves. They're like fluffy white gloves because they didn't want the standard gloves to put any smears on this component, to in any way have any sort of prints on it. So they wanted to do a white fluffy glove. First, when I heard this, I thought, but wait, how are a couple people wearing white fluffy gloves gonna put this many fluffy white little fuzzies all over my product? That doesn't make sense, right? Well, then once I started seeing videos and I started seeing proof, and then my team actually did our own investigation, it actually made a lot more sense in my mind, and I'll tell you guys exactly what that is. We have several people, up to 20 people, working on my lipsticks on the line every single day as they're being produced, and every single one of those people are wearing white gloves. When I tell you guys how many times a day they have to change gloves and put on new ones, it's crazy. Every time they need to take a call, they have to step off the floor, off the line, out of the production area, they have to take off their gloves, and they have to get brand new ones when they walk back in. They have to take off their hair nets, they have to take off their beard nets, they have to replace everything once they come back in. They don't get to walk out, go to the bathroom, put on the same gloves, and come back in. So when you think about 15, 20 people working on a line, all replacing their gloves every 30 minutes, 45 minutes, hour and a half, it's a lot of brand new, freshly white gloves coming in to that region that is spreading lint all over the product. Not acceptable at all. And the second we saw this, we changed to different gloves that will not be giving you this issue whatsoever. On top of that, they were cleaning my vats, which is the big, humongous bucket that has my batches inside of it. They were cleaning those vats with like this white fiber, almost towel going through it. And that's been happening about once a day, they said, to sometimes twice a day, depending how quickly we're moving through batches. So those two things combined, that is what you are experiencing, are little white cotton fibers coming off of their gloves. And it is so beyond unacceptable, and I am so sorry this happened to you guys, and for obvious reasons, we will no longer be making any more products with this lab because that's just not what you guys deserve. So again, contact me and my team. We will get you a full refund and a new perfect bullet that does not look like that. But let me just say this, it is not harmful for you. This is not in any way harmful. It's just little white cotton fuzzies that come from a very sterile environment. Still not okay. But I just want to let you guys know that if it doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother you. Like, I've had several people contact me. They're like, oh, I don't care. I just wiped it off and used it. And I'm like, that's fine, but still, it's not perfect and it's not what I want for my product. So contact Jaclyn Cosmetics and we will figure it out and we'll make it right. Lastly, I want to talk about the melting issue. And even though you guys are seeing a lot of stuff all over social media, like when I log on to social media, I'm just like, oh my God. But from the back end of my brand and actually looking at emails, the biggest issue and the biggest complaint is actually the melting issue. It's actually 80% of our complaints is melting. And I know it's crazy, right? You would think that like the grittiness and all that other stuff, but no, all the other stuff is only 20%, which is insane because social media is so loud and out there. And it looks like it's so aggressive and so terrible, but behind the scenes of what I'm seeing, I'm like, all right, please contact me if you're having an issue. Reach out. Like, I want to fix it for you, you know? Like, I want to prove myself to you. And I thought that I was going to do that when I first launched, but I messed up and I made mistakes. And for that, I am so sorry, but please allow me to help make this right for you. Anyways, about the melting situation, which is about 80% of complaints, like I said, people are receiving some lipsticks in the mail and then they pull them out, they twist them up, they swatch them, they break. They break in the center. If you twist them up all the way, they'll break at the base, which is pretty standard even if you don't have a melted lipstick. If you roll all the way up and you swatch it, chances are if it's an emollient base lipstick, it's going to break at the base. So make sure that when you use your lipsticks, you do not roll up fully all the way when you are using it. Just a side note. But what people are experiencing is it's showing up in the mail and it's almost having like a little sweat mark, like a little like circular sweat mark or like little like sweat dots. And then when you swatch it, the lipstick kind of leans to the side and then it's got like a little line on it because it's a very creamy, very emollient based product. So you really have to make sure that it's fully cooled down before using it. We did an extensive test on my lipsticks and shipping from here to there and all this jazz. But because of the climate right now, we are shipping to some people who are in such hot temperatures and such high degree that my lipsticks, they're not surviving it fully. My testing actually came out to about 140 degrees Fahrenheit, which means that my specific lipstick can withstand 140 degrees before actually melting all the way through, which is a very high temperature. But once these lipsticks are getting onto trucks that are, 100 degrees on the inside, these UPS trucks, and then they're sitting outside of people's houses at their front doors while they're at work, and then they come home and they pull it out. Yes, they're not fully melted all the way through and just like a puddle inside, but yeah, they might have little sweat dots on them. When you swatch them, they might kind of lean to the side. So please give your lipsticks enough time to fully cool off before you go in and apply it. We are working on a solution for that for you guys right now though, so that again, you're not dealing with anything that's going to dissatisfy you. Like, I just want to make sure that you guys are happy. That's all that matters to me. And if there's anything that I'm not covering in this video that I haven't seen on social media, please, again, contact my team and we will take care of you. Now that I have been like spazzing going through all of this because I'm just so eager to get this video up, I really just want to take a moment to genuinely thank those of you who have reached out to me, telling me what's going on, and everyone on Twitter and Instagram who are genuinely sending me photos, like asking me and concerned. I am very grateful for your honesty. I'm very grateful for you coming forward and telling me what's going on because I want to fix this. And I would never know if you guys didn't keep me informed. So I want to say thank you very much to everybody who has come forth because I did an interview about my brand a couple months ago, and that's what I said in this interview. I said that my number one thing is that I want my subscribers to be honest with me. I want them to tell me genuinely what they feel about my product so that I can continue to take your information and move forward with it and give you the best products that you guys could receive. Like, that's very important to me. And I'm very sorry that this launch was not absolutely 100% perfect with a bow on it, but we will make it right for you. And going forward, we will no longer be experiencing these experiences that we are having. We are taking drastic measures to change that and make sure that everything is amazing for you. I actually have had to pull several launches because I was doing them with this lab that I had coming up and had to change labs on several different products. So there's gonna be a slight delay in some things later on, but that doesn't matter. Like, I just want to make sure that you guys are receiving the best of the absolute best. So in the future, even if you choose not to be a Jaclyn Cosmetics customer, even if you lose trust in me, that's okay. Like, I understand. I promise you guys all around the board perfect products, and not all of them were all around the board perfect products. So I get it, but I'm going to work very hard and I'm going to work very diligently to make sure that within the next couple of months, within the next year, you're going to look at my brand and be like, oh wow, this actually is good. Like, she actually corrected her error and she learned from her mistakes, because it's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm so sorry for anyone who received anything less than perfect. I take full responsibility. This is my brand with my name on it and my team that I've created. And I am so sorry that you've received something that is not exactly how I described it to you. So that's it. I love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for understanding. Contact help@jaclyncosmetics.com and we will be back to you shortly. I love you so much and I'll be seeing you soon.